me something. So there's a quote from John Piper that says, Christians care about suffering, especially eternal suffering. And I think it's really easy for Christians to get really caught up in like apologetics and fighting against like the whole attack on marriage or fighting against abortion and all the things like that. But you're actually still missing the point of that Christ has to be your ultimate satisfaction, and like fighting for those issues isn't like if you're saving someone's life for 70 years because you saved them from abortion, but they're still going to hell, like what's, it's we care about people's souls more than we care about anything else. And I think I talked to a friend of mine, William, a couple of years ago, and he said, something you see in really conservative churches and really liberal churches is that in really conservative churches, they'll hold on to like 10 really strict rules. Like everyone wears a certain
way or whatever,
clothing or whatever else like that, or do a certain thing, or a certain day of the week, it's like perfect. And really liberal churches, they'll like do lots of like mission trips and soup kitchens and helping people all the time. And he goes, the common denominator is that they're not preaching Christ. And if you don't preach Christ, then you don't have anything to be made right with God. So you need something else to make you feel good about yourself and to get rid of the guilt. And so that can be...
Wouldn't the argument be for caring for people and loving them well, that's the greatest command? And so you would start there and that would show people Jesus? I mean...
Yeah, I think it's just easy to... I agree, yes. But okay. I think it's easy. I think it's possible that you're doing it as like... That's your thing. Yeah, and that's all you do. You don't actually teach people you need to be saved, right? You're just helping their daily needs and never talking about Christ himself. Often you can talk about Christ because you're helping with daily needs, but he said when Christ isn't preaching, you need something else to get rid of that guilt feeling, and so you start like getting really strict on a whole bunch of rules, or you start like just hyper focusing on
good works, just different good works.
Yeah, there's different good works.
Yeah, interesting.
And so, I know people that don't know Jesus that aren't saved, but they're like
working full-time
against abortion. They're working full-time against like sticking up for like marriage and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, you hate Jesus. Like if you're not saved, if you're not a Christian, you hate God. And you're living for yourself.
One master.
And then you're trying to save babies. I'm like, what's the...
People still like doing good things even if they're not Christians,
and it becomes their Christ. And I think that's the issue, is that Christians care about suffering, but especially eternal suffering. Like this isn't just about the next 100 years, it's about the next 100 billion years. Like it matters.
I also believe that people it comes back to our book reading, but I feel like a lot of people, when they have secret sin in their life, are completely neutered from actually leading other people because they feel like a complete fraud. So they can never say anything. They can never speak truth because deep down they know that they're a total fraud saying that, right? And there again, I mean, you want to be really careful talking that way because obviously everybody struggles with stuff. Yeah. We all do. But when you have these really glaring things that in your head that if people all knew about you, they would view you very differently, right?
That's why I shut off the podcast in 2019. I couldn't live with myself.
Yeah.
I was doing it.
It's sometimes why I want to shut it off in 2024. Thankfully, it's 2025 now. So,
well, I have no secret. So, it is 2025 now. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Listener question. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.